Hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to another college basketball live stream here tonight on my channel here at Sports Bonanza John on YouTube and Sports Kick John on Kick. As tonight, the last undefeated team in the country, the Miami of Ohio Redhawks, set to take on their rivals from Athens, the Ohio Bobcats. We will preview this game in just a moment. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking upon us, Lord. And please look over these players and fans alike. Please keep everyone safe. And Lord, just continue to do your will among us as well. And look over us as we ask and pray this in your name. Amen. All right, Redhawks and Bobcats. Miami coming in 24-0 on the season, the last remaining unbeaten team in college basketball, thanks to Arizona losing earlier this week to Kansas to give them their first loss. So the Redhawks are it as far as undefeated teams. They're going to take on the Ohio Bobcats tonight. Ohio comes into this game. Ohio comes into this game 13-12 on the season. They are 7-5 in the MAC. Miami of Ohio, as I said, 24-0 on the season, 11-0 in the MAC. This a Miami team. They can definitely score the points. This is a team that averages just shy of 93 points per contest. A very, very high-scoring offense. This Ohio team puts up just shy of 80. So they're going to have to somehow, some way, find a way to shut down this Miami offense. A Miami offense that has 6 players averaging double figures. Led by Brent Byers, 14.7 points per contest. Miami's had some close calls here over the last couple weeks. Winning a week ago Tuesday by 2 at Buffalo. They had a 2-point win over UMass back at the end of January. That followed up 2 consecutive overtime games. This team has not played since Saturday. Handled Marshall pretty easily this past Saturday in the MAC Sun Belt Challenge. Ohio's also had 5 days off. They also have not played since Saturday, so this is both teams well rested. This is the first of 2 meetings between these teams this season. The teams will meet in Athens in the regular season finale at the beginning of March. So can Ohio somehow, some way, find a way to shut down, or not necessarily shut down, but at least slow down this Miami Redhawks offense? As I said, 6 players averaging double figures for Miami. Brent Byers leading the way just shy of 15. Peter Suter at 14.2 a contest. Evan Ipsaro, he's only played 12 games this year, 13.9 a contest. Ian Elmer at 11.8. Almar Atlason, 10.7. And Antoine Woolfolk at 10.4 per contest. So they can balance it out as well. They don't have just one player. They really balance out the scoring. This is just a very balanced and a very, very good Miami team. Looking at the projections, it's still looking like Miami very well may have to win the MAC tournament because they have the fourth easiest strength of schedule in the entire country. So they may be able to afford to lose one, but if they lose a second game, or if they lose one and then lose in the MAC tournament for 2 losses, it may get a little dicey for the Redhawks. So they need to keep winning and then, of course, win the MAC tournament to take all the doubt out. As Miami, following this game, The Redhawks will have 6 games remaining. They will be back in action on Tuesday at UMass. UMass gave them all they wanted at Millett Hall a couple weeks ago. So that's a rematch game. So, as being the last undefeated team in the country, Miami thought the bullseye on their back was big before. Well, now with Arizona going down earlier in the week, that leaves Miami of Ohio as far as undefeated teams. So the bullseye just got a lot bigger for the Redhawks as they look to run their winning streak on this season to 25 and move to 25-0 on the season. Got a couple other top 25 games in progress tonight, and one is quite the shocker going on in Madison, Wisconsin right now, as they are at the half in Madison, and the Badgers are just rolling over 10th-ranked Michigan State. Wisconsin leads that game at the half, 51-34 over the Spartans. It has just been all Badgers in that first half. Michigan State hasn't been playing quite as well here of late. They did get that big win over Illinois at home last week, but they do have losses to Minnesota. That's not looking good for them tonight in Madison. So Tom Izzo and the Spartans needing to right that ship there a little bit. And another ranked team in action, the 18th ranked St. Louis Billikens. They lead at Loyola Chicago 16-12. That game about midway through the first half. They're at Rogers Park on the north side of Chicago. Loyola Chicago having a terrible year this year, but this would be a big win if they can knock off the 18th ranked St. Louis Billikens. Redhawks and Bobcats getting set to start this game. The big rivalry, a long-time MAC rivalry between these two schools. Miami and Ohio University. This game going to be, looks like, pushed back a little bit to 9:10. So got a few minutes to fill here in between as this game is airing on ESPN tonight. We've got the NBA All-Star Weekend, so they've got the celebrity game going on right now. The celebrity game's going a little bit long, so that's pushed the tip-off to this Miami of Ohio and Ohio game back 10 minutes. So it is now a 9:10 Eastern Time tip-off. So we have more time to get ready for this matchup between the Bobcats and the Redhawks. Redhawks, number 23 in this week's AP poll. They did not move from a week ago. As I mentioned, they have the 4th easiest strength of schedule in the country. That is going to pose a problem for at-large consideration for the Redhawks. Personally, this is about the 4th or 5th stream I've done with Miami now this year. This looks like there's no way this is not an NCAA tournament team as far as I'm concerned, but when you have that strength of schedule, you have 4th easiest strength of schedule in the entire country. That's not going to do you any favors. If you are, if the Redhawks do not win the MAC tournament, maybe sweating it out a little bit on Selection Sunday. If even at 2 losses, I think Miami may be able to afford 1 loss. But if they get 2 losses, including a loss in the MAC tournament, could get a little dicey for this Redhawks team. So they want to keep winning as much as they can. As I said, this is a Miami team. Boy, they have some kind of offense. They average just shy of 93 points per contest. They have had several games where they've gotten into triple digits this year. So this is just a very, very balanced offensive team, and it's not one guy leading the way and leading scores. You look at the box scores all throughout this season, you see different players as leading the team in scoring, leading the team rebound, every asset of the game. It's not just one guy. It is this whole balance of this Miami team. They will not beat themselves, and they will share this basketball. They're a good team fundamental basketball team. Ohio coming in, they have dropped 3 of their last 5 games as they come in 13-12 on the season, 7-5 in the MAC. Miami of Ohio, of course, at 11-0, leading the MAC. They lead the conference by a game over Akron. Miami has handed Akron their only conference loss. They do not meet again in the regular season. So if we see Miami and Akron again, it would be in the conference tournament. Ohio coming in tied for 4th in the MAC standings. Now, the MAC only takes the top 8 in their conference tournament. So you got to finish in the top 8 in the MAC if you want to participate in the conference tournament. Not a real big fan of that rule. I mean, if you have a conference tournament, you need to probably allow every team in there. But that's just my own opinion. But that's how the MAC does it. They take the top 8. And that tournament coming up here in mid-March. We are just about, believe it or not, Selection Sunday is 4 weeks from this coming Sunday. That is just hard to believe. We're getting down the nitty-gritty, final 2-3 weeks of the regular season. Conference tournaments will start to get underway here end of February, 1st of March. So NCAA tournament, conference tournament, they'll be here before we know it. And Miami of Ohio looks to be a part of that 68-team March Madness field when that field is announced 4 weeks from this Sunday. So here we go. As I said before, if you're just tuning in, this tip-off between Ohio and Miami of Ohio has been pushed back 10 minutes due to ESPN carrying the NBA All-Star, the celebrity game, and it ran a little long, so this game has been pushed back 10 minutes tip-off to now 9:10 Eastern Time. The tip-off now for the Bobcats and the Redhawks, and the celebrity game is actually just concluded, so should be just about 2.5, 3 minutes or so from tip-off between Ohio and Miami of Ohio. Do have one more game in the MAC tonight. That is just tipped off, and it is with the team I mentioned, Akron. They are in action hosting UMass tonight. Akron, again, just one game behind this Miami team. Miami comes in 11-0 in MAC play. Akron is 10-1. So Miami has Akron right on their heels. Kent State is in 3rd at 9-3 in conference play. But it looks like it's going to be a battle between Miami and Akron for the conference title in the MAC. Akron 19-5 on the season. Akron's actually the highest ranked MAC team in the net. Miami of Ohio, despite being undefeated, they are not the top net team in the MAC. That is Akron, and of course that schedule strength has a lot to do with that. Akron's played some tough teams this year. Miami's schedule strength 4th from the bottom in the NCAA. That's what I was talking about a little while ago. That's what's going to present a problem if Miami does not win the MAC tournament. To try and get an at-large bid for the NCAA tournament. They have just tipped off there in Akron between Akron and UMass. St. Louis has taken a 10-point lead over Loyola. Their top 25 games, 24-14. And the other one at the half, a shocker in Madison. Wisconsin's leading 10th-ranked Michigan State, 51-34. So a shocker going on in Madison tonight in the Big Ten. So eventually we're going to get this one underway between the Bobcats and the Redhawks. Brant Byers, as I said, leading scorer for Miami this season at just under 15 a game. Ohio has 3 players in average double figures, led by Jackson Pavletsky, 16 and a half points a game for this Bobcats team. For all you sports bettors out there tonight, Miami does come in this game. Last line I saw, I believe, was 8.5. For the Redhawks. Again, these two teams will meet the final game of the regular season in Athens. So this is the first of 2 meetings between these two teams. And that bullseye on Miami of Ohio as an undefeated team has gotten bigger all week, with Arizona falling for the first time earlier this week to Kansas. So we are finally just about set to go at Millett Hall between the Bobcats and the Redhawks. Redhawks look to keep that undefeated season intact. In a packed house at Millett Hall, late start time, but it is a Friday night. Students are out in full gear, in full support. So here we go. Ohio coming out in their road green. Miami coming in the home white with the red lettering, red numbers. Ohio, the road green with the white lettering, white numbers. So we're just about to jump it, and we are underway. The tip controlled by the Bobcats. Run down the starting lineups for you here momentarily. Here's a double team on the outside, and that ball knocked out of bounds by the Redhawks. It will stay Ohio ball. Ohio starting 5. Looks this way. Well, the screen keeps jumping on me, folks, so apologies. Foul line jumper on the way is good for the first 2 points of the game, and Ohio leads it 2-0. Now the Redhawks at the other end, and the Redhawks tie it up quickly with the basket for Ian Elmer, and we're tied at 2. Losing the ball at the other end, getting it back, missing, but the putback is good for Simmons off the offensive rebound. 4-2 Ohio. Antoine Woolfolk, Brant Byers, Peter Suter, Luke Skaljak, and Ian Elmer, the starting 5 for Miami. There's a 3-pointer for Ian Elmer. He's got all 5 for the Redhawks, and Miami has our first lead at 5-4. Aiden Hadaway, Javon Simmons, J.J. Kelly, A.J. Sheldon, and Jackson Pavletsky, the starting 5 for Ohio. On the outside now is Simmons. Simmons looking for help. Nice bounce pass over to Pavletsky. Pavletsky puts it up and in. That's his first 2 points, and Ohio leads it 6-5. Redhawks quickly back the other end. Woolfolk with the basket. 7-6 Miami and a fast pace here in the early going, just over 2 minutes in. Pavletsky with it. Pavletsky drives inside, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Pavletsky pushed off. And the first foul of the game goes on Pavletsky. Yep, throughout that arm, 99% of the time, if you throw that arm out like that, whether the defender's set or not, it's probably going to be offensive. Skaljak on the drive for the Redhawks. Skaljak, bad pass taken away by the Bobcats. J.J. Kelly with it. Kelly looking for help, gets it outside to A.J. Sheldon. Sheldon now to Hadaway. Shot clock down to 10 for the Bobcats. Foul line jumper around and out. Rebound pulled down by Miami. Here's Byers, leading scorer for the Redhawks, driving inside but missing the layup. Good defense underneath for Ohio, and back come the Bobcats the other way. And losing the basketball, but regrouping and now getting fouled underneath the basket is Javon Simmons, and he will head to the line for 2. Redhawks pick up their first foul of the game. Javon Simmons, 68% free throw shooter on the season, hits the first. Missed the second, 1 of 2 at the line. We are tied at 7, just over 3 minutes in. And the Redhawks turn it over as Peter Suter stepped on the end line. Pavletsky with it for the Redhawks, over to Simmons. Back out to Pavletsky. Pavletsky cross-court pass for a wide open 3 that is off the mark. Pass tipped out, and it's going to go the other way over to the Redhawks. Jalen Breath coming into the game for Ohio as early substitution. Skaljak with it. Over to Suter. Back to Skaljak at the top of the key. Skaljak looking for help. Now we'll drive. Now we'll pop a 3-pointer and hit it. Luke Skaljak from the outside hits a 3. And it's 10-7 Redhawks. Here's J.J. Kelly. Kelly passes outside. And a 3-point shot on the way in front of the Miami bench is good. And we're tied at 10. But getting loose and an easy layup. Ohio fell asleep underneath the basket. And Skaljak gets an easy layup. It's 12-10 for Miami. Sheldon pops a 3. That's too strong. Rebound pulled down by Byers. A deep 3 on the way is drilled by Brant Byers. That was way behind the 3-point arc. 15-10 Miami. Pavletsky on the drive for the Bobcats. He gets inside. He draws a double team, and he lost the basketball. Defense steps up for Miami to force the turnover, and we hit our first timeout at the 14:54 mark of the first half. Early lead for the 23rd ranked and undefeated Redhawks, 15-10 over Ohio. Redhawks 6 of their first 7 shooting the ball. Ohio's 4 for 8. So don't figure if this kind of pace keeps up. This is Miami's pace. I said they score well over 90 a game. Don't know if Ohio is going to be able to keep up with this pace all game long. Update on those other top 25 games. Wisconsin still leading 10th ranked Michigan State. That is 59-43. Still 15 minutes to go in that one. And number 18, St. Louis. 31-29, getting a battle from the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago in the first half. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first half in that one. But here it's an early lead for Miami, 15-10 over Ohio. Good crowd on hand at Millett Hall to see the undefeated Redhawks. Late start time didn't keep the crowd away on this one, but it is a Friday night. Redhawks will inbound out of the timeout. Byers with it. Byers, bounce pass. Now here comes another three-pointer at the top of the key. That's no good. Just the second miss of the game for Miami. Bobcats bring it up the floor. Down by 5. And the jumper in the paint is too strong from Hadaway. Rebound pulled down by Miami. Elmer. Elmar Atlason with it now. He's into the game for Miami. Elmer. Back to Atlason. Atlason finds Kirby. Kirby spinning. Kirby puts it up off the glass too hard. Rebound pulled down by Ohio. Back come the Bobcats. Pavletsky with it. Pavletsky with a nice pass. 3-pointers and air ball. Rebound pulled down by the Redhawks. Ohio just one of their first 4 from beyond the arc. Running layup attempt is no good. We have a foul called on Ohio. If they get Hadaway, that's his second. Bobcats coach Jeff Bowles not real happy with that call. It is not on Hadaway. They got A.J. Sheldon with the foul. First free throw by Byers up and good. One more coming for Byers. Short on the second. 16-10 lead for Miami. 13.5 to play here in the opening half. Pavletsky with it on the outside for Ohio. And the Bobcats turn it over for the third time. Like a traveling violation was called. Ohio showing a little bit of press on this inbound, but the Redhawks easily break it. And now we've got another foul on Ohio. That is number 2 on Hadaway. So he's going to have to go to the bench here with 2 fouls. Here's Kirby with it for Miami. Redhawks working around the arc. Here's a 3 for Kirby. That's no good. And Ohio is going to have a rebound. And then we have a push foul on the rebound against Miami. That's going to go against Kirby. That'll be his first. I beg your pardon. It is not on Kirby. It's on Woolfolk. Excuse me. So that'll be his first. Pavletsky with it for Ohio. And an open three-pointer is good. Dior Connors drills the three-pointer for the Bobcats to pull Ohio within 3, 16-13. Perry with it. Perry drives, now gets cut off, and will back it back out and reset for the Redhawks. Over it goes now to Suter. Suter has not attempted a shot yet in this game. He will now, just beyond the foul line. It's too strong, and it's going to go out of bounds off Miami. It will be Ohio ball. Pavletsky will dribble it up the floor for Ohio. Pavletsky gives it off now to Kuani. Now J.J. Kelly on the outside. Off now, lost the dribble momentarily, kicking it outside. Connors for 3. That's around the rim and off. Rebound pulled down by Miami. Suter with it. Suter inside. Suter the turnaround with the right hand and puts it in. Peter Suter with his first 2 points. 18-13 Miami. Connors. Look at a drive, cannot. We'll have to kick it back out for Ohio. And a bumping foul outside. This is going to be on Almar Atlason. As we hit a timeout with 11:25 remaining in the opening half. 18-13. Miami in front of Ohio. Coming up at halftime, we will run down the top 25 scores and some other scores around college basketball, and we'll give you some other sports news. And, of course, the big sports news of the day outside of college basketball is a big veteran player of over 20 years in the NBA called it quits today, and we'll tell you about that at halftime. And we'll run down the latest Olympic medal count from out there in Italy. Women's hockey team blew out another opponent with another shutout today. We'll run all that down coming up at the half. St. Louis has gone up 10 at the half on Loyola Chicago, 39-29. Billikens looking to continue that winning streak. Wisconsin continuing to throttle 10th ranked Michigan State. That's 70-52 in the second half. 11 and a half to go. Of course, the last undefeated team in men's college basketball to win a national championship, those 1976 Indiana Hoosiers. Coached by the late Bob Knight. 50 years ago this year, that Indiana team winning it all and still remaining the last undefeated team in college basketball. Bobcats to inbound here out of the timeout, and it comes to Pavletsky. And down to J.J. Kelly. And the runner off the glass is no good. We have a foul called on the Redhawks. They get Woolfolk, I believe. Yes, they did. And that's number 2 on Antoine Woolfolk. And Javon Simmons heads to the line. Woolfolk not real happy with that foul call. He's expressing his displeasure, as is Redhawks coach Travis Steele. First free throw is good. Also at the half, preview the upcoming weekend schedule across the top 25 and college basketball. A couple good matchups tomorrow in the top 25. 2 free throws are good to bring Ohio within 3 now at 18-15. Miami just 1 for their last 5 from the floor, make it 1 for their last 6 on that missed 3-pointer after starting 6 for their first 7. And here's a 3-pointer for the tie. That's a rounded out. Rebound. Redhawks loose on the floor. Miami able to come up with it. Byers. Pass goes inside, and the layup no good. Offensive rebound and a foul on Ohio underneath. Tyler Robbins getting his own miss there with the hustle rebound and then drawing the foul. And Robbins will head to the line. Foul is going to be called on Kawani. That's his first. First free throw up and good. One more free throw coming. He missed the second. Rebound pulled down by Ohio. 19-15 in favor of the Redhawks. Simmons with it. Simmons almost lost it, able to get it back. Now drive inside and will get the layup with the left hand. Javon Simmons with 7. And then Simmons, after the play, commits a foul. Simmons need to be cooled down here by his teammates. You see what happened here. There's Simmons getting the layup. Like he called a push-off on the inbound. They just teed him up. Javon Simmons gets teed up here. I think what they're saying is he made contact with Byers when Byers was trying to inbound the ball. It didn't look like anything intentional there. But they're teeing him up for the contact before Byers was able to inbound the ball. Again, there didn't look like anything malicious there or flagrant or anything. But the officials tee him up. Byers missed the free throw. Byers does hit the second. And now the Redhawks will have the ball. (20-17) lead for Miami. On the drive, nice pass underneath. The reverse layup, no good. It hit the bottom of the backboard. And then we have a foul on Ohio, and that's going to put them over the limit as that's Ohio's 7th-team foul. So Miami will be shooting free throws for the remainder of the half, which still has 10:04. So Byers at the line for 2, or 1-1 rather. First is good. Byers hits both. Byers now with 7, and the Red Hawk lead is 5 at 22-17. Midway point, first half. Ohio looking to set up here. Nice drive inside, layup, no, but a foul is called on Miami, and it will be 2 free throws coming for the Bobcats. Foul's called on Suter. That's his first. And Jackson Paveletzky is 79% shooter on the season, but he misses the first of 2. Paveletzky leading scorer this year for the Bobcats. Over 16.5 a game. Hits the second. 22-18. Redhawks bring it up. That's a nice look inside, but the good defense for Ohio. Redhawks miss a 3, and the rebound pulled down by Jesse Burris. And back comes Ohio. Nice bounce pass inside, and the layup is good by Kwani. And that brings it to a 2-point game, 22-20. Redhawks setting up the offense here. Pull-up jumper is no good. Offensive rebound put back is good. Peter Suter gets the offensive rebound and put back, and it's 24-20 Miami. J.J. Kelly with it. Now will back it out and set the offense. Here's Simmons. Simmons on the outside. Gives it off to Jesse Burris. Burris lost it, and then it'll be a foul on Ohio after the turnover. And Miami will head to the line for a 1-1. Correction, no foul, just out of bounds. My apologies. Redhawks have it. On the drive, foul line, jumper rolls out. Rebound pulled down by Ohio. Chance to bring this within 2 again. And instead, there was some miscommunication, and Ohio throws it out of bounds for their 5th turnover. We got some miscommunication there on that play. The pass went down to the baseline, but there was nobody there. Redhawks will bring it up across the midcourt stripe. This is Suter. Pass knocked away, but recouped by Miami. Now Skaljak. Skaljak to Suter. Suter's jumper is right on target. Suter now with 6, and that is the Miami lead now at 6, 26-20. Bobcats could use a bucket this trip. And on the drive, kicks it out for a 3 in the corner. It's an air ball, but a nice rebound and putback for J.J. Kelly. Kelly with his first 2 points, 26-22. Now on the drive, layup is good. Lead back to 6 for Miami, 28-22. Elmer with that layup. He's got 7. Ohio turns it over again for the 6th time. Elmer in the paint will kick it outside. Skaljak and throws it out of bounds, looking for Brant Byers underneath the basket. Timeout with 6:46 to play in the first half. Redhawks up 28-22 on Ohio. Looking to extend that record to 25-0 against one of their MAC rivals. Ohio shooting down to 47%, 8 of 17. Miami 48%, 10 of 21. But they're just 4 for their last 14 after starting 6 out of 7 from the floor. Ohio's just 2 of 8 from beyond the three-point arc for 25%. Miami 3 of 7 for 43%. Slight rebound edge for the Bobcats, but the Bobcats have turned it over 6 times. Here in the first half, Miami's turned it over 3. 7 points for Javon Simmons leads the way for Ohio. Miami currently led right now. A couple players with 7 points. Brant Byers and Ian Elmer. 7 points apiece for Miami to lead the way. Mentioned we'll be back on the live stream on Monday night. If the Daytona 500 gets over in a decent hour, might be on Sunday night, but that's not likely. Daytona is usually a good 5-hour race, 4 or 5 hour race. So plan on being back with you Monday night. A great battle in the Southland Conference where a very, very good Stephen F. Austin team will be in Corpus Christi to take on the Islanders of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That will be Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time for the live stream on that. I'll be with you about 5 minutes prior. Get ready for that Southland Conference showdown between Stephen F. Austin, a very good team, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Here, it is the undefeated Redhawks leading by 6, 28-22 over Ohio. Following the timeout, Bobcats will have possession and will bring the ball up the floor. The shot inside, that's going to count. And a chance for a three-point play as Hadaway puts it in. He gets fouled by Atlason. And a good and one opportunity for Aiden Hadaway. 71% shooter on the season. Misses the free throw short, however. The lead for Miami is 4, 28-24. Scoutjack with it. Scoutjack looking for help. Gets it over to Elmer. Woolfolk inside. Nice feed to Elmer, cutting underneath the basket for the layup. Woolfolk found Elmer, and he's now team high for the Redhawks with 9. Here's Jalen Breath on the outside. Now Pavletsky. Pavletsky guarded by Woolfolk. Now Pavletsky trying to drive. Gets in the paint. Backs his way in. Turnaround jumper is pure for Jackson Pavletsky. He's got 8. He now leads the way for Ohio. And that pass knocked out of bounds by the Bobcats. Aiden Hadaway wants them to review that. He thinks it went off the Redhawks. Ian Elmer's going to get a breather here for Miami. Actually, as is everybody, because I think we are going to have a review here. So this looks like an Ohio challenge. Call was out of bounds to Miami. So Ohio is challenging, thinking they should have the basketball. Oh, they might be right. That may have went off Woolfolk out of bounds, actually. Yeah, I think this one might get overturned. Look at it again. Yeah, I think that went off Woolfolk. Woolfolk definitely hits it. And he sure looks like to be that he was the last one to touch it. Now the 3 officials discussing. And now we're going to get the call. And it is Ohio ball. So Ohio wins the challenge, so they will have the ability to challenge again if need be. Pavletsky dribbling the ball up the floor for the Bobcats. Down under 5.5 to play first half. Pavletsky looking now on the outside. Gives it to Hadaway. Hadaway guarded by Byers. Hadaway backing his way in. Now spins in the paint, puts it up with the left hand. That will not drop. Rebound Woolfolk. That bounced around on the rim about 2 or 3 times before rolling off. Open three-pointer on the way. That's off the front rim. No good. Rebound pulled down by Ohio. Pavletsky driving. Now guarded by Suter. Kicks it outside for a wide open three. That's no good. And we have a foul. That's going to be number 3 on Woolfolk as he went over the back. Travis Steele is not a happy camper on the Miami sideline. Boy, Travis Steele is livid at that foul call. This will be a 1-and-1. Free throw, no good. And this time it's going to be over the back on Ohio. That's going to be the third on Hadaway. So Hadaway for Ohio has 3. Woolfolk for Miami has 3. And now Hadaway not too happy with the call. One and one for Atlason. First is good. Atlason misses the second. So Atlason goes 1 of 2. The Miami lead is 5. Pavletsky driving, turnaround, jumper, got it. Jackson Pavletsky, the first player in double figures with 10. And it's 31-28. Bobcats hanging around in this first half, but Suter has an easy layup under the basket for Miami at the other end. 33-28. And here's Simmons, and we are going to have an offensive foul against Ohio. Eighth turnover of the first half for the Bobcats. Here's a pull-up jumper at the other end. That's short. Rebound pulled down by Kwani of Ohio. In the corner, Kwani for 3. That's an air ball. Out of bounds. It will stay. Ohio ball, and now Miami. Peter Suter's calling for a review. Under 4 to go in the first half. 33-28. Redhawks lead the Bobcats. Bobcats hanging around in this first half with the undefeated and 23rd ranked Redhawks. Do want to tell you on that prior foul on Ohio, where they had originally called the third on Hadaway, they have actually changed that and charged A.J. Sheldon for the foul. So Hadaway is back to only having 2 fouls. So Miami at 48%. Ohio at 50%, but Ohio just 2 of 9 from beyond the arc. Neither team doing a real good job in the first half helping themselves at the free throw line. Ohio just 4 of 8. Miami 6 of 10. Boy, Michigan State, they are just going to get run out of the gym in Madison tonight. 85-64 Wisconsin over 10th ranked Michigan State. St. Louis pulling away now from Loyola Chicago a little bit, 52-41. That second half score in Chicago. Redhawks bringing up the floor. Atlason turns. Atlason with a wild shot. That's knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Miami. Atlason tried to go over Javon Simmons. That did not work too well. 11 on the shot clock for Miami. And it comes to Atlason. Atlason backing his way in. Now puts it up with the right hand and scores. Elmar Atlason with another field goal. He's got actually his first field goal. 35-28. This is Miami's largest lead at 7. Bounce pass here to Javon Simmons. Simmons backing his way in. Now spins and throws it up. Can't get it to go. Rebound into the hands of Brant Byers. Back comes Miami. Byers with it. Skaljak, nice pass inside. Counted and a foul. Skaljak with the feed underneath. It'll be an and one opportunity. J.J. Kelly picks up the foul. That's his second. Brant Byers looking to complete the three-point play, and he does. And just like that, the Miami lead is now double digits. 38-28. 2.5 to go, first half. It's danger time here for Ohio. You can't afford to fall too far behind here against this Redhawks team. There's a nice pass underneath and a slam for Kawani. 38-30. Skaljak on the outside. Skaljak driving. Skaljak kicks it out to Atlason for 3, and he buries it. Elmar Atlason with the 3. And it's 41-30 now. Pavletsky inside the paint answers for Ohio. 41-32. Skaljak. He's got an open 3. That's a rounded out. That was halfway down and rolled out. And rebound pulled down by Ohio. Pavlovetsky for three. That's no good. Rebound pulled down by Miami. Under a minute and a half to go here in the first half. Ooh, an ear steal there for Ohio, but Miami gets to the loose ball and will reset. And now Kirby driving inside with the left hand, and he scores. 43-32, final minute, first half. Ohio working it around the arc. Connors now gets inside. Connors with a cross-court pass. Here's a three. That's good. J.J. Kelly. Or no, I beg your pardon. That was not Kelly. That was Sheldon. Numbers are kind of hard to tell from where I am here. Shot clock's off. Miami will run for the final shot of the half here as we're down to 14 seconds. Now here's Skaljak. Skaljak drives inside, but can't get it. Rebound to Ohio. They got a second, and here's the three-quarter court heave, and that will end the first half of play with the Redhawks leading Ohio 43-35. At the break, so both teams a little bit underpaced as to what they're accustomed to scoring for the game. But it's the undefeated Redhawks who are up by 8 at the half over Ohio, 43-35. Miami 20 minutes away from making it 25-0 on the season, as they lead by 8 at the half. Let's update you on that top 25 scoreboard. Again, only 2 other top 25 teams in action on this Friday. Wisconsin is about to close out a big win over number 10 Michigan State. 2.5 minutes left in Madison. Wisconsin's up 20. 87-67 on Michigan State. And I said Michigan State hasn't been playing nearly as well here recently as they were at the beginning of the year. Yes, they did get the home win over Illinois last Saturday, but just overall just have not been as efficient as they were early in the season. Billikens are pulling away now from Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago kept it a game for a half, but the Billikens have pulled away and now lead by 18, 60-42, as they look to extend their long winning streak and are well on their way to doing so. So we've got some big top 25 matchups on the calendar tomorrow. It starts at noon Eastern out at Cameron Indoor as number 4 Duke will play host to number 20 Clemson. And also possibly the game of the day tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's a top 10 matchup in Ames as number 5 Iowa State plays host to number 9 Kansas. Of course, earlier in the week on Monday, Kansas handed Arizona their first loss of the season, trying to knock off their second consecutive top 5 team. That's going to be a pretty tough task there in Ames against the Cyclones of Iowa State. 3 o'clock Eastern time, the defending national champion and number 14 Florida Gators hosting the number 25 Kentucky Wildcats. And then at 6:30 Eastern time, number 1 Arizona, fresh off their first loss of the season, try to get back on the winning streak as they will host number 16 Texas Tech. So that is the ranked and ranked matchups going on tomorrow. Got a couple bubble teams that are needing wins as well. Ohio State, they will be out of conference tomorrow. They will be taking on Virginia. So I do want to show you this. This is the latest projection and the projection that I go by. I'm gonna take this one screen off here for a few minutes. Maybe. There we go. So I do want to show you this one here. So this is the latest bracketology that has come out. Going to start talking about this, folks. We're 4 weeks away from Selection Sunday. So according to this one, this is the CBS one. This is the one that I pretty much go by. I'm sorry, but well, I'm not going to say what I was going to say there, so I'm just going to go. CBS one is the one I pretty much go by, and so far, according to this, they've got their last four in, and I'm at Missouri, and you see Missouri there in the last four with a net of 57. That's kind of low, yet they are projected to get in the field, as I'm sure they'd be the last team in. St. Mary's, Texas A&M, and TCU, the projected last four, and then the first four out. Virginia Tech, boy, Virginia Tech got themselves back on the bubble with that big win over Clemson. San Diego State, VCU, and Ohio State projected as the first four out. You will see they have Michigan as the number one seed in the Midwest, Arizona the number one seed in the West. If we pan down, they've got Houston the number one in the South, and Duke the number one in the East. Now, of course, we still have two to 3 weeks or so in the regular season, plus the conference tournament. So a lot of this is going to change between now and then. But this is the current bracketology: Houston, Duke, Arizona, and Michigan, number one seed, not necessarily in that order. But on this one, they have Miami of Ohio right here, and 11 seed, undefeated, yet they are projected an 11 seed right now in the Midwest. And a first-round matchup with the Tennessee Volunteers, who in this bracketology is the 6th seed. So again, we're getting into that time of year. I just thought that was interesting to share that, as that's where they have the current projections. I'll pull this other screen back up here. Okay. So, and that's the latest on that. Now, as we look at other news across the sports world, and of course the big news in the sports world today is after 21 seasons in the NBA. On a social media post earlier today, Chris Paul announced after 21 years he is hanging it up from the NBA. He had previously said earlier that he was going to retire at the end of the season. He decides to hang it up right now after 21 years, 12-time All-Star, member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team. He was traded from the Clippers back on the 4th to the Raptors, and then he got waived by the Raptors, and then after that happened, Chris Paul says 21 years was enough, and so Chris Paul, the veteran NBA star, hanging it up after 21 seasons in the NBA. Taking a look now at the Winter Olympics and the current medal count. In the Olympics, we got a tie for the most medals. The host country, Italy and Norway, both leading the medal tally at 18. United States is at third right now, tied for third, actually, with Japan with 14 medals. Austria rounding out the top 5. They have 12 medals. Of the U.S.'s 14 medals, 4 of those are gold. They have 7 silver and 3 bronze at this point. And earlier today, women's ice hockey, they are now in the knockout round, and the United States with yet another shutout as they shut out Italy 6-0 to advance in the knockout round. Also advancing in the knockout round in women's ice hockey today, Sweden. They shut out Czechia 2-0 in that one. Men's side in ice hockey, Finland picks up a 4-1 win over Sweden. So both those countries now 1-1. Slovakia, a 3-2 win over the host country, Italy. Slovakia now 2-0. Czechia picks up a 6-3 win on the ice over France. And Canada picks up a 5-1 win over Switzerland. Canada now 2-0. France picks up a gold medal in the biathlon, the men's 10-kilometer sprint. France's Quentin Fillon-Maillet picks up the gold medal there. A Norwegian, Johannes... I'm going to struggle with these names, folks. Bear with me. Johannes Hosflot Kleibo, I hope is how you pronounce that. He picks up the gold in the 10-kilometer in skiing. Men's singles final in figure skating, Mikhail Shadorov out of Kazakhstan picks up the gold medal there. So that's just a few of the medals that were awarded. Tomorrow in Italy, as the Olympics continue, United States men's ice hockey team takes the ice again tomorrow. They will be playing Denmark. More of the knockout round in women's hockey tomorrow. Canada will face off against Germany, and Finland will take on Switzerland. And one of my favorite events in the Olympics is speed skating. We got the men's 500-meter final tomorrow. And then in short track speed skating, the men's 1,500-meter final. Then we got some golds to hand out in skiing, both in the cross country and the freestyle skiing. And we've got a women's gold medal to hand out in the 7.5-kilometer sprint biathlon. Also, the men's giant slalom and alpine skiing is tomorrow. And the women's individual final in skeleton will also crown their gold medalist tomorrow. So that's what's going on out there in Italy in the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. Tomorrow, we actually have, in women's ball, we have a big top 10 matchup down in Baton Rouge tomorrow night as the third-ranked South Carolina Gamecocks take on 6th-ranked LSU on the women's side tomorrow. That matchup, Dawn Staley and Kim Mulkey, the coaching matchup in that one. That should be a doozy down in Baton Rouge tomorrow night. Between South Carolina and LSU. It has gone final now in Madison as the Badgers rolled past number 10 Michigan State tonight. 92-71, the final score. As Wisconsin had a very comfortable lead pretty much that whole game and rolled to a victory over 10th-ranked Michigan State there in Madison. Number 18, St. Louis, up 69-48 now over Loyola Chicago. So it looks like they're going to extend their winning streak to 18 in a row. 8.5 minutes left in that one. And here in this one, the Redhawks lead the Bobcats 43-35 at the break. Let's run down some of the halftime stats in this game. Redhawks shot 50% from the floor, 16 of 32. They were 4 for 10 from three-point range at 40%, 7 of 11 at the free throw line for 64%. Ohio, 14 of 27 from the floor, 52%. Just 3 of 11, though, from three-point range at 27%. 4 of 8 at the free throw line for 50%. Rebounds ended up tied at 17. Ohio turned it over 7 times in the first half. Miami turned it over 4 times. Redhawks were led by Brant Byers, 10 points in the first half, 9 points out of Ian Elmer, 8 points out of Peter Suter, 6 points off the bench for Almar Atlison, 5 points out of Luke Skaljak, 2 points apiece from Antoine Woolfolk and Justin Kirby, and 1 out of Tyler Robbins. For Ohio, they were led by Jackson Pavletsky's 12 points. In the first half, Javon Simmons added 7, 4 points apiece from J.J. Kelly and Keir Kawani. 3 points out of A.J. Sheldon and Dior Connors, and 2 points out of Aiden Hadaway to round out the scoring for the Bobcats in the first half. As Miami leads at 43-35, and the team's getting their final talks in here as we get prepared to begin the second half from Oxford, as the Redhawks look to stay undefeated and move to 25-0. Mentioned Miami next in action on Tuesday at UMass. They only beat UMass by 2 at home a couple weeks ago. Ohio will also take to the court again on Tuesday as they are back home in Athens to take on the Ball State Cardinals. So second half getting set to begin here from Millen Hall in Oxford. It will be Redhawks ball to inbound to open the second half. So here we go. 20 minutes to decide if the Redhawks move to 25-0 or if Ohio will spoil the undefeated season. Skaljak he's looking to drive, cannot. We'll have to kick it back out. And Byers is fouled from behind, and he will head to the line for 2. I believe they got J.J. Kelly on that. They did. That'll be his third. So Byers heads to the line. First is good. So Kelly and Hadaway, 3 fouls apiece for Ohio. Hadaway had his third foul pulled as earlier in the first half as what was his third foul, they ended up giving to, I believe it was Sheldon, but then picked up the third foul right before the first half ended. And now J.J. Kelly joins him with 3 fouls. 2 free throws are good. 45-35 Miami. Ohio's first possession second half, and the shot is too strong. off the hand of Javon Simmons, and back come the Redhawks. Skalchak with it over to Byers. Justin Elmer, rather, and he is going to be fouled. That is number 4 on Aiden Hadaway. So he will go to the bench with the 4 personals. Off the inbound, a 3. Byers is fouled on a 3-point shot. So already 3 fouls, not even a minute into the second half on Ohio. And this is just an absolute silly foul by Javon Simmons. That's his second. But Byers was fouled shooting a 3, so he will have 3 shots. First is good. Second is also good. One more coming. He got them all. And the lead all of a sudden is now 13 for Miami, 48-35. That's 15 now for Brant Byers. Almost at his season average. Pavletsky's turn is good. Boy, he's got a sweet shot. Jackson Pavletsky now has 14, 48-37. And driving, and Skalchak will put it in. He's got 7 as he gets the layup to go, 50-37. And now a double team. Ohio in a little bit of trouble, but they break it and get an easy layup out of it. And the Redhawks turn it over. And back comes Ohio. Pavletsky keeps his pivot foot down. He almost traveled. And now inside, and we're going to have a foul. Javon Simmons couldn't get the shot to drop. Believe they got Peter Suter on that foul. Miami's first foul of the second half. Pavletsky with it. Bounce pass to Simmons. Simmons guarded by Woolfolk. Now draws a double team. Simmons looking for help. Gets it underneath. Connors kicks it back outside, and the Bobcats reset. Now a deep 3 for Pavletsky's not close. Rebound Miami. He had to launch that one, though, as the shot clock was down to 2. Skalchak inside Woolfolk. That's too easy. 52-39, timeout. Is called with just over 2.5 minutes into the second half. 52-39, Miami leading Ohio. Reminder for you, back on the live stream on Monday night. Battle in the Southland Conference between a Stephen F. Austin team that's only lost 3 games all season. They will be taking on the Islanders of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That's an 8 o'clock Eastern time tip on Monday. I'll be on about 5 to 7 minutes prior to get you ready for That game between a very, very good Stephen F. Austin team and Texas A&M Corpus Christi from the Southland Conference coming up Monday night. (52-39) lead for Miami. Man, St. Louis has now gone up by 30 over Loyola, 83-53. 3.5 minutes left. Worth noting again, the Redhawks, the last undefeated team in college basketball, with Arizona falling earlier this week. And with that happening, the bullseye just got extra, extra big on Miami. But so far, so good in defending it here as they lead 52-39. Just under 17.5 to play. It was Ohio that took that timeout. And the Bobcats will bring it up the floor. Pavletsky with a bounce pass to Simmons. Simmons finds Kelly. Kelly will pull up and count it, and one for J.J. Kelly. Kelly's fouled by Elmer. That's Elmer's third. So Elmer joins Woolfolk with 3 fouls. J.J. Kelly trying to complete the three-point play, but does not. Now Ohio just 4 for 9 at the free throw line tonight. Kelly, an 80% shooter. That's Suter with the turn, and Peter Suter puts it in. He's in double figures now with 10, 54-41. Three-pointer on the way, up and good for Ohio. A.J. Sheldon hits from long range. It's 54-44. Suter gets free under, or Scout Jack underneath. 3 and 5. I'm having trouble differentiating here. 56-44. Bounce pass inside. This is the turnaround shot up off the glass and good for Javon Simmons. He has 9. 56-46. A layup attempt at the other end, no good, but we're going to have a foul on Dior Connors, and Peter Suter will be heading to the line following the under-16 timeout. 56-46. Redhawks maintaining that double-digit lead over the Bobcats. Still plenty of time to go in this one, though. 15-43. Peter Suter will be at the line for 2 free throws when we resume out of the timeout. Did have a top 25 upset in women's college basketball tonight as number 24 Princeton went down to Columbia tonight, 70-56. That final score, so Princeton will probably fall out of the top 25 in women's tomorrow. UConn women look to move to 27-0. They will be in action in Milwaukee against Marquette tomorrow. Number 16, Texas Tech in Stillwater to take on Oklahoma State. Number 24, Princeton, looking to bounce back from that loss to Columbia. They will be facing Cornell, and then that big top 6 matchup, as I told you about tomorrow in women's. Number 3, South Carolina. Number 6, LSU. Peter Suter will be at the line for the Redhawks here out of the timeout. Suter has 10 points tonight. And this could pose a problem for Ohio. They already have 5 team fouls in the second half, and we're not even 4.5 minutes in the second half. So here we go out of the timeout in a jam-packed Millet Hall in Oxford, Ohio on this Friday evening. Peter Suter at the line. First of 2 is good. Suter hits the first and will hit the second as well. He's got a dozen now. And that is the Miami lead, 12, 58-46. Bobcats bring it up the floor. Sheldon with it on the outside. Now gives it off to Pavletsky. Pavletsky drive, gets blocked, but also gets fouled. They're going to get Suter, I believe, with the foul. If it is, that's his third. And it is on Suter. Pavletsky will head to the line. First is good. So Suter, Woolfolk, and Elmer, 3 starters for the Redhawks, all saddled with 3 fouls here as Trey Perry returns for Miami. 2 free throws are good for Pavletsky. He's got 15. 58-48. Redhawks lead by 10. Redhawks working around the outside. Here's Suter. Kicks it out to a wide open for 3, and it's good. Great feed that time from Suter to Justin Kirby. 61-48. Pavletsky. Pavletsky looking to drive. Pavletsky turns, gets it off underneath. Shot blocked from behind. There's another rejection for Miami. Ohio gets the loose ball again and will reset. Now what do we got? $14:41 remaining. 61-48 Miami. Officials are over at the monitor looking at something. I think it's an issue with the shot clock. Oh, the shot clock reset to a full 30 on the offensive rebound instead of 20. And then it reset to 20. So this is a review to see where to put the shot clock. $14:41 to play. St. Louis has it's now gone final 86-59. The final St. Louis over Loyola Chicago. So St. Louis runs their winning streak to 18 in a row. Students section having some fun in this one. Miami mascot trying to get the students. Student fired up over there. Shot clock's currently at 16. And it's going to get reset to 2 seconds. So I didn't even pay attention. The first shot didn't even hit the rim then. I just saw the miss. So 2 seconds on the shot clock for Ohio. And Miami has 3 players with 3 fouls. Ohio has 1 player with 3, 1 player with 4. Bobcats inbound, they'll have to put it up, and it did hit the rim, so no shot clock violation, but the shot's no good. And back come the Redhawks. With 14 and a half to go, a Suter brings it up. Perry gives it off to Byers on the outside, and now Byers slows it down. Nice pass inside, but a missed layup by Kirby. And now it's loose on the floor. We got a tie-up. Arrow will keep it with Miami. Boy, that was a phenomenal pass underneath to Justin Kirby, who just whiffed on the layup. Ohio ball. And underneath, shot blocked underneath on the layup attempt. And back come the Redhawks. And a foul on Ohio. This will be the team's 6th, I think. Redhawks inbound. Another nice pass inside. Atlason will finish. 63-48. Thirteen and a half to play. Now on the drive, kicking it outside, three-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Miami. It's a 3-on-2 layup is good. And the Redhawks lead by 17. It's their largest lead of the night, 65-48. Pavletsky, tough pass, three-pointer, short, but a foul on a three-point shot. And Ohio will have 3 free throws. First of 3, good. A.J. Sheldon at the line. Second is good. One more coming for Sheldon. 13 minutes to play, 12:59 to be exact. Sheldon missed the third. He hits 2 of the 3 to make it 65-50. And now a drive and a foul. Did they get... Okay, they got Pavletsky. That is now just the 6th-team foul. Here's a three-pointer. Atlason, that's short. Offensive rebound, Miami. Getting the loose ball is Suter. Suter, the nice dish, and the layup is blocked. And back comes Ohio. And an open three-pointer, Pavletsky, round and out. That was halfway down and rolled out. And now Miami the other way, almost threw it away. And now they do on a backcourt violation. Seventh turnover for Miami. Pavletsky with it. Finds Hadaway. Hadaway's 3 is short. Tip no good. Another try for Ohio. That's no good. Kiani will finally lay it in, or Kiwani. 65-52. Skaljack from the foul line. That's no good. And out of bounds. It's going to go to Ohio. And we hit the under 12 with 11:44 to play. 65-52. Redhawks lead the Bobcats. Updated numbers, Miami still shooting 52%. Ohio is dipped to 47%. Ohio just 25% from beyond three-point arc tonight. Ohio's led by Jackson Paveletzky, 16 points tonight, pretty much right at his season average. Brant Byers leading the way for Miami with 15. Peter Suter has 14. Again, the foul trouble for both teams. Aiden Hadaway has 4 for Ohio, 3 for J.J. Kelly. For Miami, Antoine Woolfolk, Peter Suter, and Ian Elmer all have 3 fouls for the Redhawks. Bobcats will bring it in following the timeout. Kawani finds a man inside. He'll bounce it out to Kawani. Will try a 3, and it's blocked. Rejection on the 3-point attempt by Kawani. And here come the Redhawks the other way. Drive off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound pulled down. And a foul. Now you're going to get Kawani, and that is 17 fouls, so it'll be 1-1. And free throws for the rest of the night for Miami. First by Byers, no good. Boy, Byers has made a living at the free throw line tonight. Kelly returns for Ohio. Byers hits the second. Byers is 11 of 14 from the free throw line. He has shot as many free throws as the Ohio team. Paveletzky, guarded by Woolfolk. Paveletzky, fader over Woolfolk. Woolfolk is no good, and back comes Miami. Skaljack. Here's the spin by Woolfolk. Inside, gets it out to Elmer. Elmer fakes the 3, now drives inside, lost it on the way up, but he got fouled, and he will go to the line. I think J.J. Kelly just got his 4th. To the line for Miami is Ian Elmer. First, no good, as this is a 2-shot foul. Elmer hits 67-52. The lead is 15 as we near the midway point of the second half. Pavletsky looking for some help, lobs it inside. Simmons draws a double team. Nice pass, though, and the finish is good on a great feed from Simmons. 67-54. And the shot inside, that's going to go down for Elmer. Elmer with 13. 3 in double figures for the Redhawks. And trying to answer at the other end is Simmons, but shot it too strong, and back come the Redhawks. Skaljak, bad pass taken away by Ohio. That was a little bit of a forced pass there. Bounce pass goes inside, shot, and we have a foul underneath. And Ohio will have 2 free throws. First of 2 is good. Simmons now in double figures with 10. And he will have 1 more. Missed the second. Miami ball up 15. 9:15 to go. A deep three-pointer, no. Offensive rebound for the Redhawks. Elmer finds a wide open Skaljak who hits it from long range. Skaljak with 12. 73-55. Pavletsky on the drive. Pavletsky kicks it out for a three-pointer in front of the Miami bench. That's no good. Rebound pulled down by the Redhawks. Skaljak goes inside to Woolfolk. Woolfolk kicks it outside, and now the Redhawks reset with Skaljak. Skaljak on the drive. Skaljak slips, gets it underneath, but a block. Miami will keep it with 8 on the shot clock. 8:17 remaining on the second half game clock. Woolfolk on the drive, and he is fouled. Woolfolk will shoot 2. Who did they get on that foul? They got J.J. Kelly, and Kelly has just fouled out. So J.J. Kelly disqualified to fouls tonight with 8 points. Almost at a season average of 9.3 tonight. So Kelly fouls out. Woolfolk, who's had a quiet game offensively tonight, will head to the line. He's only shot 2 shots. First free throw, no good. Both teams have left some points on the table on the free throw line tonight. Second one is good. 74-55, approaching 8 minutes to play. Ohio needs points in bunches here. That shot's no good. And we have an over-the-back foul on Miami. Fourth foul on Elmer. With exactly 8 minutes to play, Redhawks well on their way to 25-0. They lead by 19. Ohio's dipped to 43% now. Been outscored by 11 in the second half. Miami was up 8 at the half. Again, a team that scores 93 a game. They're at 74 right now with 8 minutes left. Ohio averaging just shy of 78 points a game. Again, J.J. Kelly fouled out for Ohio. Aiden Hadaway has 4. Ian Elmer just picked up his 4th for Miami. In Miami of Ohio, 11-0 in conference play. A game ahead of Akron, who's 10-1. Akron is in action tonight at home against UMass. Akron's leading that game 70-63 with 11 minutes to play. Here's Ohio out of the timeout with the inbound. And the pull-up jumper is around and in on the shot for Jesse Burris. That's his first 2 points of the night. 74-57. Scaljak with it for Miami. Woolfolk with it now. Woolfolk with a great pass finds the cutting Suter for the easy layup underneath. Suter now ties Brant Byers for game high 16. And the reverse layup at the other end is good for Aiden Hadaway. 76-59 with 7 to play. Scaljak outside, Byers open 3 is good. Brant Byers with 19. The Red Hawk lead is 20 with 6:54 to go. Timeout, Ohio. Miami 50% from three-point range tonight. And they have broke this thing open. 79-59. Ohio down to one timeout here. Folks, appreciate you guys jumping in the live streams here. I'm having trouble. I don't know. I'm having trouble seeing the live chats, but I've pulled it up on the side here. That shot's no good. 85 Loster, appreciate you in the live chat. For some reason they popped off my screen here, so I have to look them on the side here. And that pass sails into the first row out of bounds, and Miami will turn it over. Need him to come back within 12, huh? 85 Loster? Well, we'll see. That's going to be an offensive foul as Paveletzky just pushed off. So that'll be his second. Paveletzky just pushed off and sent Peter Suter for a ride. 6 to go. Redhawks going to be very patient on these next possessions. Start working on the clock. Woolfolk. Shot clock at 8. Here's Skaljak. Skaljak with 3 to shoot will have to launch a deep 3 that's short. Rebound pulled down by Ohio. And back the other way come the Bobcats. The runner, no good, but we have a foul, I believe. It's going to be a foul on Byers. I think Paveletzky's saying it should be more than just a common foul. He's saying he got hit in the head, which he did, but it looked like a basketball play because it looked like Byers was going for the ball. But the officials are going to go to the monitor here with 5:28 to go. This looked like nothing more than a basketball play, but the way they call these days, if you make any kind of contact with the head, and there is contact to the back of the head of Paveletzky, so we'll see how the officials see this. Byers clearly hits Paveletzky in the back of the head, but to me, that is just a basketball play. There was nothing. But again, the way that's called these days. And we'll see what this officiating crew decides. Looks like both coaches are getting an explanation right now. And they have called Byers for a flagrant 1, and it's got to be because of that contact to the head. So it is a flagrant one on Byers. So 2 shots and the ball here for Ohio. Pavletsky will head to the line. First free throw good. Second one also good. And Ohio will have the ball. Inbound it comes. Hadaway, who's in with 4 fouls. Here's Pavletsky. Pavletsky gives it across the court to Kwani. Back outside to Hadaway. 6 to shoot for Ohio. They're going to have to throw something up here with 2 to shoot. Runner, that is way off the mark. And now a baseball pass ahead for the Redhawks. Layup is blocked from behind. And back comes Ohio. Pavletsky outside, top of the key 3. That's short. Rebound pulled down by Miami. And now they will slow it down with under 5 to go. And now Byers gets fouled. First of 2 up and good. And got them both. Lead back to 20 with 4.5 to play. And the runner here up and good. That'll make it 81-63. Elmer drives. Right hand layup is good for Ian Elmer. 15 for Elmer. Lead back to 20. Here's a deep 3 that is drilled. Jesse Burris from beyond the arc. He's got 7 off the bench for Ohio. Final 3.5. Suter, pass knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Miami ball. We hit our final media timeout with 3:26 to go. 3:26 separates Miami from 25-0. 83-66. Again, another reminder one more time. Back with you Monday night. Stephen F. Austin and Texas A&M Corpus Christi out of the Southland Conference. Stephen F. Austin, a very, very good team. They've only lost 3 games all season. Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern time for that one. The Lumberjacks and the Islanders. Southland Conference matchup coming up Monday night. Just 2 more home games in the regular season for Miami after tonight. So if they want to have an undefeated season, they're going to have to win 4 of their last 6 away from Millett Hall starting Tuesday night at UMass. Final game of the regular season, they hit the road to play this Ohio team again. Following the inbound, or on the inbound following the timeout. Turnaround jumper is good. Boy, Suter just kind of threw that up there and it went in. 85-66. Pavletsky on the outside. Here's Pavletsky. Pull-up jumper is good. Jackson Pavletsky now has 20. 85-68. 2:45 to go. And that's dribbled off the foot, and then we have a foul on Miami with 2:31 to go. Free throw's good on the front end of the 1-and-1. Travis Steele looking for win number 77 at Miami tonight and is looking in pretty good shape for that. 2 free throws are good. 85-70. Ohio throwing some press here. But Miami breaks it easily. Layup at the other end, no good, and back comes Ohio. And the shot off the glass and in for Javon Simmons. That gives him a dozen, and it's down to 13 with under 2 to play. 85-72. Well, 85 Loster, if you're still with me, you need him to get it down to within 12, and it's 13 right now. Foul here on Simmons of Ohio. That'll be his third. 2 shots as Miami's in the double bonus. And Suter heads to the line. He's going to try to get to 20. First is good. He's got 19 now with that free throw. Second is good. 87-72. 100 seconds to go. And that is dribbled off the foot of Simmons and out of bounds. Ohio turns it over for the 9th time tonight. Redhawks bring it up. Folks, at the end of the live stream, I'm going to sign off pretty quick. I'm going to quickly run down the final stats in this one and say a quick goodbye. Shot under the basket's no good. Back comes Ohio. A deep three on the way. That is too strong. Tip won't go. And Scoutjack comes down with it for the Redhawks. Final minute. And the crowd at Millen Hall comes to their feet. We had 2 undefeateds entering the week. Arizona fell on Monday for their first loss. There's an exclamation point three-pointer in front of the Miami bench. Miami is not going to suffer the same fate tonight. Hadaway gets underneath the basket and will score to make it 90-74. 28.6. Miami does not have to shoot the ball. And with a 16-point spread, there's no reason to foul at this point. The Redhawks are going to dribble this out. Down to the final 10 seconds. And Miami keeps their undefeated streak alive as they are now 25-0. Horn sounds. Redhawks win it 90-74. The 25 wins for Miami ties a single season record. They are now 25-0 on the season, 12-0 now in the MAC. Ohio falls to 13-13 overall, 7-6 in the MAC. It looks like they're going to stay a game ahead of Akron. Akron is up 9 with 4.5 minutes left. Final stats in this one real quick, as I'm going to do a quick sign-off here. Miami of Ohio ends up 30 of 58 shooting for 52%. They were 9 of 18 from 3 at 50%. 21 of 28 at the free throw line for 75%. Ohio shot 28 of 60 for 47%. 5 of 21 from 3 tonight, 24%. 13 of 20 at the free throw line for 65%. Rebound edge for the Redhawks, 38-29. Both teams turned it over 9 times tonight. Individual numbers tonight. Redhawks were led by Brant Byers, 21 points. Peter Suter added 20 points. 15 points out of Ian Elmer, 12 out of Luke Scoutjack, 11 off the bench for Almar Atlas, and 5 in double figures once again tonight for the Redhawks. 5 points apiece from Antoine Woolfolk, quiet game for him, and Justin Kirby also had 5 points. Ohio was led by Jackson Pavletsky's 22 points. Javon Simmons added 12. Those are the only 2 Ohio put in double figures tonight. 8 points apiece from Aiden Hadaway, J.J. Kelly before he fouled out, and A.J. Sheldon. 7 points for Jesse Burris. 6 out of Kirk Kawani, and 3 out of Dior Connors. To round out the scoring as Miami wins it 90-74. Redhawks stay unbeaten, now 25-0. They move to 12-0 in the MAC. Their next battle to try to stay undefeated Tuesday night. A rematch game with UMass. That will be at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll try to be on the live stream for that one. I'm going to try to as long as Miami stays undefeated, all the live stream games I can get with Miami, I'm going to try to get on here. 6 games remaining for the Redhawks. They're about 80% of the way there to an undefeated regular season. Can they finish the job? Find out Tuesday night at UMass. They were only beat UMass by 2 in Oxford about 2.5 weeks ago, so you know UMass will be out seeking revenge in that one. That's going to wrap it up here tonight. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you do like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe. Also on Kick tonight, Sports Kick John. You can follow me there. You can also follow me on Twitch. I have some content on there at Sport Guru John. One more reminder, back with you Monday night. Southland Conference showdown between a very good Stephen F. Austin team and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That game will be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Jump on right around between 7:50 and 7:55 Eastern. I will jump on to get you set for that matchup between Stephen F. Austin, who's only lost 3 games all season, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi, that battle out of the Southland Conference. Again, Miami wins it tonight, 90-74. They move to 25-0. Next test Tuesday night at UMass. Thank you for joining me, everybody. And until Monday night, hopefully you join me as well for that Stephen F. Austin, Texas A&M Corpus Christi live stream. Thanks a lot, everybody.